Welcome back to Z Gamers. I'm Noahstar, and today we're doing a history of the lightsaber.
I'm here too.
Yeah, he wanted to tag along. He doesn't know too much about Star Wars, but I figured since the new movie was coming out, I'd talk about all the different kinds of lightsabers that you've had in the continuity.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what continuity means.
Probably not. No.
Okay, these are the lightsabers that I'll be covering, and let's just get started with the regular lightsaber. They come in multiple colors, but the most famous are the red, blue, purple, and green.
And I love the red.
Sith.
Mostly Vader.
Next, we also have the Proto Saver, which is a smaller lightsaber, which is often used as like in your offhand as a secondary weapon. And there's another variant of it. Oh, this is Count Dooku's saber. I meant to put that first. But this is the variant of it. It's called the Guard Saber. It's used like a baton, like you would with a baton, like a police baton. But it's a lightsaber. Next we have the Saber Club, which is meant for like bigger aliens.
The ones who want to compensate.
Yeah, basically. But they have too big of hands to use the regular lightsabers, so they made them their light clubs. Next, of course, we have one of the most famous ones, which is the light staff. And people just call it a double-bladed lightsaber, but its actual name is a light staff.
Okay, you were telling me earlier about how they were different sabers, right?
Which ones? The double-bladed and...
No, the before, way back when they first were made, right?
Oh yeah, I have that at the end.
Okay. I have a good question about it, and it's actually pretty funny.
But that's at the end. Next up, we have the Light Pike. The Light Pike is a very long shaft. No. With a short blade at the end of it.
Which is sometimes red. Innuendos.
This is one reason I didn't want him tagging along.
You had to say shaft.
Well, that's what it is.
It's a staff, not a shaft.
Well, it's the shaft of the... No! It's the shaft of the saber. He needs to grow up.
I'll never grow up.
But, yeah, it's used just like you would with the light staff, but it's used more like a javelin.
It's like a spear.
Yeah, that's what a javelin is and a pike. Javelin, pike, and spear are all the same thing. Next up, we have the light whip, which is just like a lightsaber, but the actual beam is flexible, and it's actually one of the easiest ways to defeat it is by using the Proto Saver in conjunction with a regular lightsaber.
Kinky. You know I had to on that one.
Yeah. And this is what he was talking about earlier. This is called the Proto Saver. It's actually one of the original ones. As you can see, they had to wear a battery pack around their hip,
which is a huge design flaw because one wrong move and that cord gets cut, you're out of saber.
Yeah, that's actually one of the techniques that they used back when they used this design
to cut the cord.
Yeah, cutting the cord was that was one of your biggest things you had to do. You had to protect the cord and yourself. But if you didn't protect the cord, you couldn't protect yourself.
I mean, you could. It's called running away like a little girl. But
one thing that I do want to mention is that the first lightsabers weren't actually called lightsabers. They were actually just called Force Sabers because they were used by the dark side of the Force. That's what actually fueled them, and Jedis who used them would often turn to the dark side because of it.
Can I ask my question now? And it's actually a really
okay.
Question.
Yeah, you can ask a question.
If the lightsabers were made by the Jedi,
lightsabers were made by the
lightsabers. The Force sabers were made by the Sith,
and the lightsabers were made to compensate against the dark energy.
Yes. Why weren't instead of Force sabers? Why weren't they called Darth sabers?
Because
lightsabers for the light, Darth sabers for the dark side. Because they both of the Sith and Jedi use the Force.
Well, yeah, but there's two.
I just blew up their entire continuity.
There's two different sides to the Force.
Exactly, dark and light. So instead of
but it's fueled by the dark side of the Force.
Dark Darth Saber.
No, just Force Saber, because there
Call
was
them
no
Darth
such
Saber.
thing as a lightsaber at the time.
Yeah, now maybe I should say, oh hey, yeah,
You cannot change continuity.
well, I just did.
But
My continuity.
But the newer lightsabers that you see, like these, they were actually also invented by the Sith to get rid of, because they didn't need the dark energy anymore because they had the power cell on them. But they actually were the first to put the power cell inside of the lightsaber.
The crystals, correct?
No, not the crystals. The crystals are what color the beam.
Will end up being.
Huh?
Will end up being.
No, the crystals color the beam. So like this one is red. Like it
Yeah,
would
I
make
know what they do, but I mean like
the crystal in the lightsaber is like you go into this cave. I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head,
we can search it up.
but it's the cave is filled with a whole bunch of different light crystals, and you have to use the Force to guide you to choose which color. Now there are many different colors, not just the 4, but there's actually like yellow, orange. There's white, black.
So if you didn't have a crystal, what would the lightsaber end up looking like?
Clear.
So you could have it out and no one would see it, or would it just look like
It would look.
Like a light
It would
bulb,
be
basically.
white. It would be white, basically.
Why didn't they just go around saying they had a white sword?
Well, without the crystal, you couldn't really use the lightsaber. I guess actually, because it's a focus crystal. That's what allows you to actually get the length of the sword. Like with the Proto Saver down at the top picture, bottom left. But that one is a Proto Saver. It's got a smaller crystal, and the one at the top, the reason it's got 2 different lengths is because the first length is the regular saber, and the second one is it represents that the fact that you can actually have a second one introduced, making the sword longer. No. You don't want to see his face at the moment. But
It gets longer the more you focus. Wow.
yes, if you add more focus to it.
Wow.
Maturity.
No, just if you think about it, there are so many hidden innuendos in this. Anyway, back to the lightsabers.
That's really all I have for it.
I now have a new name for lightsabers then.
No, you don't.
Dong sabers.
And we're leaving it off with that. So, thank you guys for watching. I'm Novasar, and your other commentary, which was not needed, was brought to you by the Batman. And we'll see you guys later.
Dong
Bye.
sabers.